The changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone. Please call me directly, 702-557-6176. I'm available for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dan French. This is the French Workbench Podcast here on a Saturday. Thank you guys for tuning in. As we're just getting started, I have a full studio here. I got a lot of good people, a couple of co-hosts, familiar face over here to my left. We'll introduce him in a second. Go across here and just say, you guys, thank you. This is the most real and behind the scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs happening here in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Dan French, streaming live.
You always forget to tell people we're also the podcast of the stars. Just ask me.
Well, are you a star, Brett?
I'm always a star.
Are you?
My mom told me I was a star as a little, so I believe my mom.
You're a superstar.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah.
How you wonder how I am?
You guys know who Bret Jenny is. He's back. Brett, what's going on, man? What's in your world, buddy?
Not much, man. It was a busy week. It was a productive week. And so, man, it's hot out.
Oh, it's hot.
Dude, I went for a run this morning for the show, and I went about a quarter of the way and said,
Yeah.
why am I the only one out here? Oh, yeah, it's 96 degrees and it's 8 a.m. So,
Yeah.
Dude, so how many people were out there jogging with you?
no one. I mean, there weren't even any bicyclers.
Did that give you an indication?
Yeah, at that point, I was like, well, maybe it's time to turn around and not be a superhero today.
You know, that's why you run with your dog, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You guys know who Mr. Dough Liebig is. What's going on today? Liebig.
Liebig.
Yeah.
One of these days you'll get it right.
It's good German.
Dough Liebig.
Yeah, Liebig.
Dough Liebig. Doug, you're German?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where that height comes from, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, his last name.
That in the Swede.
Yeah. You got ancestors like that are you like the first generation or second or?
No, third.
No, his family has been German descent for a while.
Really?
Yeah, they've been there.
So wait,
Hundreds of years, I think, or something, right? Is that how?
Yeah.
So wait a second. We got a Norwegian,
Yes.
and then we got a German.
I'm
Right.
Norwegian, Swiss, whatever.
Yeah, but you really pride that Norwegian. What,
Dude, I'm a Viking, bro. You can't mess with
Hey.
Vikings.
Vikings, dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
The Danes.
And let's
That's
go
right.
ahead and go over to our other
We're the one that
gentleman
took
of
over Europe.
That's
guest
right.
of the day again here, Ver Star. Ver, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, guys? This is the real star right here.
That's right.
man. Ver, where are you from? Where's your family from, Ver?
My ancestors are from the Philippines, so you got your Norwegian, your German,
Yep.
you got your Asian representation.
There you go, man.
Absolutely.
Philippines.
See, man, I had
We're
to
covering all corners of the world.
Yeah, you know how like the new like you have to like hit all angles.
Yeah.
I got to bring somebody else in, but I mean, you got to think about it, man. We got all people, all different styles, all in here today. It's good, man.
This is a big melting pot. Vegas is a big
right,
melting
yeah.
pot, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
Getting everybody's perspective. So, guys, we're going to talk today about what's happening in the real estate market. As always, going to do an update in May. Brett's going to actually bring up crypto, and we're going to see how passionate Brett can get today
It's
about
time to buy.
his passionate opinion on what's going on with crypto and the bear market.
Bear and I were talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, before the chat.
So there's a lot of hurting people right now.
Right. Also, we're going to talk to Doug about looking for water spots. Right, Doug? I mean, you got
Water spots.
Yes. Well, people are
Water
coming.
is my nemesis
Did
in
anybody?
an inspection.
Yeah. Did anybody ever jump out of the water nude and say, "Hey, there's a water inspection or water
Water
spot?"
damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last week. You saw last week, right?
Yeah, I was here.
Doug is like, dude. He's walking into like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to say
Yeah.
opportunity, but
No.
Women love the boss man.
yo, Doug, can you come over here and fix this
Yeah.
for me while I'm, you know,
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? It's yeah.
yeah. So
It's always interesting.
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're also going to talk about housing and what's going on with price reductions, and is this going to start to happen where we see homes starting to drop, home prices? A lot of data. People think that this is going to happen. I had a guest on last week. Well, I wouldn't say last week. Sorry, last Tuesday, and he was talking about potentially there's another 2 drops for home prices. And I'm going to have to talk about that, and I want to give my opinion on it.
What
and
does
give
he
my
mean by
take.
that?
So we're on our first wave of drops for prices. We're starting to see drops in certain price points, and he's saying that we're going to probably see at least 2 more price points dropping here in the next, I don't know, in the next few months, maybe the next year. So I want to see what your guys' take.
We will.
You will.
But it'll still all be within normal. Like, I was having this conversation with one of my buyers. He's actually an investor, so he's paying a little higher for the interest rate and everything. And, he's talking about that. He's like, hey, they're starting to drop prices some now. A little more homes are coming on the market. And I said, all that's true, but at the end of the day, there's still very few homes on the market. And even if we get up to an interest rate of 6.5%, even if a home sits on the market for 60, 70 days, for 60 years, something like that, and even if they have to do a price drop 2 or 3 times, that's a normal market.
So I'm gonna
you see what I'm saying? In a normal market, it doesn't sell 100% of list price within 1 or 2 weeks. That's been unusual, and we've been spoiled for 2 years.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. 3 to 4 month inventory is healthy. 3 month.
5 to 6 months is healthy.
Okay, so
It's healthier.
But that at 6 months, then you're looking at a buyer's market. Is that right?
If it goes over 6 months, it's a buyer's market. 6 months is about 50-50 on both sides. So even say 3 to 4 months is very much more advantageous of a buyer's market. But even with that being said, we're still at 1 month right now.
Okay.
So what's happening is you had so many homes that shouldn't have sold for full price, let alone over full price, let alone right away for the past 2 years, that now those homes are starting to do what normal homes should do in a normal market, which is sit there 45, 60 days, do 2 or 3 price drops, sell within 92, 93% of the list price. That's a normal market. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. I'm going to
disagree. I'm going to politely disagree with you.
You can't disagree with me.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Absolutely not.
Brett, I don't think that all that is accurate, and I'm just going to say that from my opinion.
You're going to say all that's not accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with it. You have to have the supply, right? It's always supply demand, Econ 101, right? But it's not just about the supply. It's also about, that's the main factor. But it's also about, what do you see, the trends and data that's coming out? And what I see is that, yes, we need to get to a 6-month supply, but are we going to see price reductions happening, over the next few months?
Yes.
Yes, but it's not going to be what people think where we're going into a recession, because there's a few things that I want to bring up. Yes, interest rates have helped out, but I also look at the whole picture of where the market's at and what we're doing. The market is still sustainable, and we need about 1.5 million to 2.5 million homes on the market.
What's right now?
We're about 870,000 of homes. So you're seeing that and going, well, okay. Also,
hold on. 870,000 homes on the market
across the country.
Active.
Yeah.
Okay.
Active.
So Vegas doesn't really follow the trend of the national, right?
No, it doesn't follow the trend, but I would say that
the national trend is that home prices have escalated anywhere between 20 to 30% in the last year across the whole entire country. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And so we also see mortgage applications down. But the old thing is that rates are just, if you see unemployment start to rise, that's going to be an indication that, yes, I think the housing is going to start to suffer. The inventory is going to come back on the market. We talk about price reductions and how that affects things. Until we see unemployment and other data.
That's the part you can't get past that you just casually went right by.
Go ahead.
Which was more homes are going to come on the market. Who's going to be all these people? If you bought your home in the last 4 to 5 years, why are you putting your home on the market?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. You're not going to panic sell.
So you're not going to have. So you're going to have just as not many people putting their homes on the market, and that's going to continue. And you can't get past that.
But you're not having to force sell. People used to force sell because
correct.
People are financially stable. So
yes,
100%. Now,
or they got a low interest or
that's what I'm saying. They're not going to be able to find that deal ever again.
So my question is, then why would we go through 2 more price reductions?
Because regardless, you still had a jump up with interest rates, and
which is a temporary Band-Aid.
True, and I do think that the mentality will catch up to that, and it won't be as big a deal in another month or two, because that's just kind of human reaction to what we do. So I think that there were still, regardless, there was such a demand of people that were coming here and needed a home, especially from California. There was such a demand that you're still going to have that demand, but
So I would say this. Here's my argument.
There were homes that shouldn't have been selling that were selling, and I shouldn't say anything sells at the right price. Don't get me wrong, but you should be selling like you're the best home in the neighborhood with all the upgrades when you're not the best home in the neighborhood with all the upgrades. And that type of buyer is going to be, if you do have more buyers and it's still going to remain the same or even come a little less, they're still going to have a certain criteria that they just aren't under the, I need to absolutely get in something right now, the world's going to come to an end. Because that interest rate isn't 3.5% anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the interest rate was a temporary, it's not temporary, it's a part of it.
But before, you're going to take whatever you can get.
Right.
So you can lock in that interest rate. And when that interest rate's gone, you have no motivation. You have more motivation to kind of wait and see and be choosy to what you want to get.
So until we get the 6 months, like you said, or we get to that 1.5 million to 2.5 million homes across the country on the market, you're not going to see a price reduction or prices decline. You might see it in certain pockets. Now,
I don't
750 to, let's say, 950. I've seen it where, yes, we've seen price reductions. Maybe that buyer, those types of buyers or that price point doesn't have as strong of buyers out there to buy into those homes. But if you go like the luxury market or you go that 400 to 700, what are people doing right now? Well, if you can't buy a home at 400,000, they're going condo townhome. You're starting to see an incline.
I'm doing a lot of those.
Yes, incline and townhomes. People, that's the next thing. That's the affordability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
housing affordability is a problem. That's the next thing people are looking to do. Do you have anything to say about this, Fer?
I'm still buying.
See, there you go. Well, I mean, but let me say, I mean, the psychological impact it has on buyers out there,
for
right?
sure. I mean,
tell me your thought of it.
I mean, like I said last time when I was here, it really just depends. You know, you're going to have pockets of the market that have, you know, fast growth, slow growth, prices reducing, prices still not reducing, but the supply is still low. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the biggest thing is, you know, I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not a finance broker, anything like that. So I kind of lean into, you know, the professionals to get that advice on like, what is the best thing for me right now, align with what I want to do. If I still want to buy an investment, if I still want to, you know, build my portfolio, I'm going to lean into that and, you know, make sure that I could come out successful.
I think right now is a good time to buy.
Yeah.
Because you have less competition. That's been, so that in that regards alone, I think I have quite a few buyers right now that 4 or 5 months ago, they just basically gave up because everything was 30, 40, 50 grand over their FHA or only 3% conventional, whatever it is. And now they're actually being able to, as long as they get to it right away and they still write a good offer, they're actually able to get it now.
So let me
stand
say
a
this.
good chance of it.
Why are 80% of people out there think it's a bad time to buy then?
Welcome to society, man. I mean, that's most people's mentality. Like,
and that's the thing.
So here's
it's
what happened.
Psychological, right?
So, of course, but that's what I'm saying is at first, everybody freaks out and says, oh my God, these interest rates are super high. Then they realize, oh my God, the world's not coming to an end. I can still afford this. And then it's business as usual. That's what happens every time.
I mean, everybody thinks you're a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. They're going to just tell us to buy. Every day, every market's a good time to buy. I don't know. I think it's case by case.
So then don't ask me.
So don't ask you as a real estate agent?
If you don't want, I mean, I don't care if you listen to my opinion or not. I do this every single day and you don't. So let's just go by common sense.
Okay. So what? So
I mean, I don't.
So let me say this.
Apply that to any other industry. Okay. Would you argue with somebody who does something every single day and you don't? Let's just think about
That's
it.
That's a good point.
That's a good idea.
That's a good point.
We can get deeper into that, but let's just start with that.
and guys, I want to bring this up really quick.
not to be quick, but I'm just saying it's like I hate that argument.
I'm trying to get Bret to fire off, so he's starting to fire off. I'm getting it. I'm building it right now. Like I'm building I'm feeding the fire. Yeah. So I want to.
I saw you look at me like look at him like I got this son of a bitch going right now.
He's on it, man. Like he's ready,
dude. I'm getting into yoga now, man. You can't get. I'm gonna like take.
So listen, you had something happen where what happened with you as far as being a certified crypto agent this last week? I want to talk a little bit about that.
Oh,
yeah,
we kind of brought that out of nowhere.
Well, because here's my thing is I forgot to bring this up to you. We're going to get back in the market.
Right. Yeah. So basically, I was able to be successful with getting the Realtors Association to start a presidential advisory group for cryptocurrency and blockchain. Awesome. Which basically means we're not a department, we're not a council or anything like that. We're basically a focus group studying what the effects of digital real estate looks like for a realtor and our role in that and what's going to happen with real estate, and then provide kind of a platform on that. Then we would be able to go to the division of real estate, to the board of directors, present it to them. If we made a case of why they should do that, they would then go to the division of real estate, and the division of real estate, which is like the government body of it, would give us our blessings. Then we could actually do that. So anyways,
I just want to give you that plug.
Thank you. I was able to start the first part of that. And so with that, I sent out the press release on myself to all the news stations.
Hey, he's like, hey, call me.
Hey, man.
Call me.
So how do you start that? Is that like
it was absolutely free.
No, but I mean, how do you start the process? Is it like blockchain? Are you getting a blockchain thing set up, or how?
So it's just discussions at this point.
Oh, okay.
It's just discussions at this point. So I knew that, but the point being is setting up the presidential advisory group. We're only the second Realtors Association in the world to even be this far along with a group to even be talking about it. So
that's really narrow-minded thinking.
What?
Vegas cutting edge.
We're cutting edge. We've always. So anyways, I set up a press release to all the news stations, and only one of them replied to me. So I didn't Channel 3 News.
Hey, Brett, that's very creative.
So
man.
I'll be on next
very
week.
Creative.
I mean, it was completely free. And honestly, when I sent it out, I'm used to everybody ignoring me, so I didn't think. And then they actually replied and said, "Hey, we want to do an interview." I was like, "No shit."
Nice. Nice.
So I was super nervous, but I did it, and we'll see how it does.
Dude, good job, Brett. I just want to say, guys, support Brett on being the crypto agent
say out of our whole audience, the only people that ever comment and support me are Ver and Bonita.
I got your back.
Well, you got my back, but you're like family.
Yeah, I got your
family.
back.
Like it's like your mom. You did a great job, Brett. Thanks, Mom.
Since we're talking about it, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the goal of this advisory?
So the goal is to get to the ultimate goal is to actually have a console/department set up so that we would actually be integrating blockchain into real estate transactions.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end, and educating all realtors about cryptocurrency and blockchain, and the same thing with the general public. And then also, if we got to a point where we would have a console in the department, we could actually have direct line of communication with the politicians, and then go about enacting certain laws being changed that would be more favorable for cryptocurrency payments or blockchain.
That makes most sense. Like from the technical side, you have this concept of smart contracts on Ethereum.
And using contracts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was, there were some older realtors in the room, and they're like kind of freaking. And I said, well, listen, let's just start with basic education to realtors, just with the basic stuff. And then why not something like, hey, you have a specialized crypto guy or person, crypto realtor in each office. So it's kind of like commercial. Somebody calls me and says da-da-da, and they want commercial, wherever it is. I don't specialize in commercial, but we have a commercial brokerage. We have a commercial section. So it's kind of the same thing. Enough education so that a realtor can talk crypto with a buyer or seller on the phone, just the basics, enough to, keep them on the phone and get their interest, but then ultimately kick them over to, say, someone in that office who's specialized in just that.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, to have everybody have that expertise would be great, but until that happens, it kind of doesn't
go anywhere.
Push the needle to people freaking out.
That's really good because, as a home buyer, as an investor, just buying a house, that whole process is
that's what I'm saying.
It's so broken up.
Right? It is. And that's what I'm saying. And you're a buyer, and you're exactly what you said. It's a process. All that process can be automated.
Exactly.
And 100% transparent.
Yep. So would you still need
you
legal?
get it.
Would you still need legal if you're doing blockchain?
What do you mean legal?
You have all the
all the disclosures and everything can be loaded into the smart contract, programmed into the smart contract. Everything.
All right.
Everything.
Oh.
So their whole thing was they wanted to know the role of a realtor. And I said, well, the good news is our role is going to be a lot more significant than, say, like a title company. They're toast.
It'd be really nice.
Yeah. Okay.
They're toast, dude. They're done.
That's my question.
Yeah, they're done.
Title. I mean,
title companies
out
don't.
Here, Out here,
do
you
too
got
much
title.
anyways.
Back
I should
east,
do
you
that.
have lawyers that
Yep.
write the contracts.
It would be
So-
really nice to have just like someone who project manages the whole
Yep.
transaction, because going through that process, I'm talking to my financier.
Yep.
I'm talking to the
That's what
agent,
I'm saying.
I'm talking to title and closing. It's like,
So what
I'm
if they're
basically
all on the
managing
same
all that.
page? Yeah, at the same time, and
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. You know exactly where the other person's going. So when we got to that part of the conversation at the meeting, they're actually in their next meeting going to bring in the IT person or I guess they have their own department for technical, whatever department for that. The Realtors Association does. So they're going to bring them in the next meeting so I can talk to them a little bit further, because I said it can do anything you want it to do. What's your rabbit hole, right? You know what I mean? It can cost you $500,000, cost you $10 million. What do you want it to do? It can literally the program can literally do anything you want it to do. So, Anything.
Wow. So if I said, hey, send me breakfast and
Done. Something else.
She didn't even have
Change
to
the
finish
done.
the question.
Wow.
It's already done.
Done. Oh,
Give me $500,000 from Bret.
done. I'll give you that 500,000 after you give me back that million.
All right, let's get back into
Anyways,
real
let's
estate.
get back to me.
All right, so listen, man, I wanted to get that plug, and it only took us
appreciate it,
10
man.
minutes. No, I got you. To talk a little bit about what's going on with the real estate world, right? So let's go back. We were talking about price reductions. We're talking about homes declining. And I said that's probably not going to happen. We don't have enough inventory. We see the data. If unemployment actually started.
So
right,
you don't think that
recession-
home prices are going to stay even or dip a little bit?
No.
Do you think
I don't
that
think
we'll
so.
have 12 or 15,000 homes on the MLS again?
Yes, but it's going to be 4 to 5 years, dude.
How?
Just I don't know, man. I just given what I've
I'll
seen in
tell you
17
how.
years. Well, listen, I've been around for 17 years, and the
Yeah.
first crash we had, I would
Yeah.
have never thought we'd ever see that. And
Well,
and
that first
you
crash, I
ask
think,
how
was
now,
a-
and I can tell you exactly how the hell that happened.
Well, yeah, right. But I think that there's safeguards in place for like the last.
Well, there
time
are
it happened.
now.
Yeah,
But dude, we're always good about finding new ways to fuck ourselves up. Let's just be honest.
we've got new ways to fuck ourselves up every day.
Yeah, dude, we're great at it.
Well, we know what. Most of the time, people know what to do. They just don't want to do it. They want to do the exact opposite of what what they feel at that time.
Anything that requires not having to do any commitment or
Hey,
work, people
that's
are all
a key
about.
word, right? Feel.
Feel
Yeah.
it's emotions,
Yeah,
right?
it's all emotion.
Yeah.
I'm like panic selling your house. People panic buy.
So what were you
compulsive.
saying about? Well, I know why. You don't
as
think
far
it's
as
gonna
what the housing?
housing's going to go
Well,
down?
I think that inventory is a big deal, right? So we're still low. We're nowhere near where we need to be. That could take a year or two. I feel that 3 to 7 years is where we're going to start to see. We have 5.1 million homes shortage. We talked about that in 2021. So by the time we get and catch up to the amount of demand that people need on homes, this could be 2 years out. That's my opinion. Also, too, we have a real low unemployment mark right now, right? I mean, that's just the data we see. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of opportunity for people to go out and get houses. So, I mean, a house is getting jobs. So with that and how it corresponds with getting into being a buyer out there and looking at, okay, our home's going to continue to go up, I feel that they're going to stabilize, but they're not going to decline. Now, in certain pockets like 750 to 950, and it might be different.
But that's basically how I feel, which is what I said.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
that's not really.
It's going to
because
stay.
I'm talking about, is there another wave or two coming after this? And I think that's what a lot of people think, is that we're starting to see
Well, what's the first
recession
wave?
or crash. Well, the first wave has started now.
Okay, so how much are we selling below list price than we were before? Like, there's no number. So what's that
it's-
first wave?
It's not that. Do we see price reductions happening? That's the question. Do you see it?
I see. In
Yes.
certain pockets, yes.
That's my
so,
point.
listen, at the end of the day, it's like I've been saying, if it's still the best house in the neighborhood, it's going to sell full price and it's going to continue because that's really the only nice house in the neighborhood. There's not 10 of them like there were before.
So do you think a lot of
You know?
people are looking to get rich and waiting on the sidelines to hold their money to see that this is going to crash or we're going to start to see this thing decline? People that are like looking at this going, oh, wait a second.
I think people are looking to survive right now.
yeah, that's
You
what I
think
think.
so?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a good point.
Yeah,
What do you think, Fair?
I think so too. The average person, like the 80% that Dan mentioned earlier, those are the ones that are affected by gas prices.
Yep.
Yeah.
Consumer prices. The CPI just came out, right?
The,
So
the amount of,
inflation's
the
really
amount
high.
of cars
Absolutely.
on the road right now is amazing compared to the gas prices. I mean, I just paid $5.99, $6 for diesel now, right?
wild.
And
We're
it's-
all fortunate to have careers or something where we don't need to be watching every penny and this and that. We're fortunate, man, but that's not most people.
No, if
most
you're
people
working-
don't.
if you're
Most
working
people,
for
if they had a
W-2H,
$400 bill,
Yeah.
extra, couldn't pay it.
Couldn't pay it. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's like
remember-
90% of people.
I mean, I remember working for the engineering company, and we made it on $3,200 a month with 3 kids and a mortgage payment and everything else. You know, it's like
Isn't it amazing how you look back? You're like, man.
every penny counted.
Yes.
It's like $100. It's like, holy shit,
Yes.
where am I going to get that?
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, so people are paying double for gas, food, everything. The whole mentality of it, like, I mean, that's my kind of whole point to is, yes, there's hardly any homes on the market, and there's still going to be buyers moving. But that's why that house that's the best the neighborhood's going to sell. But a lot of people, I think, are just kind of staying put, man.
Can I throw a curveball at that?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
y'all are talking about buyers. Let me talk about sellers. Are sellers even selling? Because like 2 to 3 years ago, they locked into a very low.
Yeah,
interest
see,
rate.
that's my point.
Yeah.
Right?
No, they're not. Like, why
point.
would you? Unless you have to sell because I'm moving out of town
Sure.
or family situation or whatever it is, you're exactly right.
Yeah, it's like if you
Why
lock
would
in
you?
below 3%, why would you sell? Like
Why
in
would
my
you?
opinion, why would you sell? It's like if inflation's at like 8, 9,
Yes.
and you have a mortgage or like money that's at 2, 3%. To me, that's free money.
Yeah,
And it's like,
you're right.
why would you get rid of
So
that?
it's like, Ver, you just buy your house and say 8 years from now, you know how much equity you're going to have in that house? And you know this whole time, that's like a little nest egg just sitting there.
Chilling.
So you got the cheapest mortgage payment you're ever going to have while you're in this town. And not only that, knowing that, but then knowing in the back of your mind, you've got that nest egg that just keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing.
Well, that's fine.
People
Let me
knowing that
say
they
this.
have that
Yeah.
are just going to stay put, man.
Let me say this
You know?
though. Okay, so what if you've sat in the house for 4 or 5 years? You have $300,000 equity, and you're trying to time out the market to get that equity out. I understand.
Sure.
Let me say this. So you have $300,000 or $400,000 equity in the property, and this might be the highest position you're at to sell your house and get the most you can get in return on your investment. Right? You get the multiple offer scenarios happening, and now you're starting to see that slow down just a little bit. It's still happening.
Well-
so why would look at there's a pro and con to everything.
Sure.
You can have two sides to everything.
But I think even with that
And-
scenario, if you're a family, like, okay, what? I'm going to cash out and then I'm going to go rent. That's the same as my mortgage
Well-
payment. To then, because we're waiting for things to bottom out and buy another 2 years from now. And like, say things even did go down 10 or 15%. Your interest rate and so much equity that you had in that house when you went to sell it, you're never going to get again. So you're never going to get that scenario again.
I disagree,
So unless
though.
it's a
I
bigger
disagree.
scenario, like your family's got to be
Yeah.
in a different school district or something, that just seems like a lot of work to do for not really that much of gain.
Well, I see your point, but
You
I'm
know?
going to say this. There's always, everybody's case by case. We know that. We talk about it. And that's fine. And I see where you're coming with this. But also, what if you make $500,000-$600,000 off to sell your house? You put that down and you have a $200,000 mortgage, right? Even if the rates are 5%
Yeah.
or 6%, why does that make a difference?
Well, first of all, if you have that much equity, that,
Which people do.
yeah.
We're
so
equity
you're
rich
so
right
so
now.
you're buying into that same neighborhood. You just lost a
No,
mortgage.
what if you're selling a house that's 10 years older and you're jumping into a house 10 years newer?
Okay,
Because you
so
can put money down.
Let's say that scenario exists, because it will, and it does, but that's a kind of a unique scenario to most people, I think.
I think everybody's equity rich, and I think everybody's clearing. I mean,
Yeah.
you bought a house a year ago, you have $100,000 equity in your house. You can pull that out, throw it down on another house, and if you know, and just still being somewhat of a financial.
Yes, and some people are doing that.
Exactly.
You know, so, but I mean, most people aren't going to sit there and I've got 400 grand in equity and I'm going to use that. I'm going to throw that down on a $600,000 house. So yeah, you have a cheaper mortgage payment because it's only $200,000 mortgage payment. But what was your mortgage payment to begin with when you had 400 grand in equity in it?
Well, it
Your
always,
house was about
yeah.
the same, right?
Yeah.
So you're
Economically,
exchanging one
everything-
for the other, and yeah, you might be a little more ahead, this and that, but that's just a lot of time and a lot of work to not really
yeah.
gain that much of a goal, I guess. you know?
Economically, demographics is showing. Ver, are you a millennial, Ver?
I am, man. I buy coffee
See?
and avocado.
How
toast.
old are you, Ver?
I'm 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and those buyers right now are buying most of the majority of the houses. That demographic, economically, that's where everybody's looking at. So you're going into and say, well, these people need to buy a primary residence. They need to buy a house. So I think you look at it and you go, well, people still need to buy a shelter. They need to find a place to live.
Absolutely.
Now, do I see that? Are you going to get the same deal let's say you got 3 years ago. No, you're not going to get that. Are we going to keep appreciating and prices going up like we saw? I think slowing down is what's going to happen, but that doesn't mean we're going to decline.
I agree.
Only time I see it's going to decline or we go through a recession is if we start to see people, the cost of everything for businesses starts to really get high and they start letting people go and getting, laid off. If that starts happening, then we may have a different discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. Unemployment goes up, then you're going to see
There's arguments for both directions,
down.
honestly,
Yeah.
because you have on one side you have stagflation, right? Like if growth is slowed and inflation does run, and then unemployment rises, boom.
CPI.
That's
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying is, dude, there's so many factors that can happen. Did anybody predict COVID? Dude, we were going along with the economy, and all of a sudden, bam! Like that's what I'm saying is, I always take into a factor of some greater than nature thing coming into play somewhere along the line, because that usually happens.
Well, so for me, I look at it and go, well, is it still a good time to buy? I don't know. I think psychologically, people just a lot of them have checked out, and it's just because of
I still think it's a great time to buy because interest rates are still cheap, man.
It's not about cheap. It's about timing, and it's about where you at mentally and consumer confidence. It's not just about cheap. It's about what am I getting fed through the media, and is it all negative?
I would say this. Why, if you can afford to buy a house right now, why would you not want to buy a house right now? Well, and the negative answer I would think would basically be because they want to see where the market's going, or they feel the market's going to go down, or whatever it is. I just had this conversation with a buddy of mine because he's thinking about buying a house again in Philadelphia. And I said, okay, so you want to wait until another 6 months or another year and home prices go down what? Even if, let's say, shit starts happening and it goes down 5, 7, 8%, right? Well, you don't know what interest rates are going to be. So if home values are going down like that, we're kind of coming into more of a recession. Interest rates are probably going to be higher. So what if your interest rate's 1.5 higher, or even a point higher? Any waiting that you did to get a cheaper house is now made up for with the higher interest rate.
Good point.
So you did all that for what? To break even? Yeah. If you can buy a house right now, buy a house.
That's the thing. So I think it's just like I said, psychologically, I think housing affordability is a problem here in Las Vegas, and we're number 3 as far as rents rising. So you can't really find a place to rent. Yeah. Average rents are $1,850. They did come out with this Home Means Nevada program, which you have a 195 unit apartment complex that's built in the Southwest Valley. This is part of that deal that Sisolak came out and said,
I saw that.
Yeah, $500 million they're going to contribute to affordable housing. This is going to be for seniors starting out at like $900 a month. So if you're putting this out, that just tells you that there's a big problem in that middle sector. Right. The lower and middle income households are suffering. They are not able to afford a house. Like you guys, just like you guys. I mean, it's like if you had a family of 3, you're coming here or you lived here in Las Vegas, coming and trying to buy a house, it's hard. It's hard. And so if you didn't think that this was a problem, housing affordability, why are they creating these programs? Why are these things happening?
I mean, not only that, but it went from like $200,000 to an average of $450 and like that. I mean, right? Yeah. Las Vegas has always been notorious for cheap to live.
That was with the gas prices.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, we've always been notorious
the gas
for, that's the one thing you'd always say about Las Vegas. Yeah, but it's so affordable, and blah, blah. You still get desert weather, and it's so affordable. And that went from affordable to holy shit, like real fast, man. Real fast. Yeah. And that's another thing that nobody saw coming. Well, so that's what I'm saying. You go 3, 4, 5 years down the road, man. I always throw a factor of something like that happening.
You got to realize too. This is a pretty young town still.
Yeah,
I mean we're young.
It is.
And we got we just got the Golden Knights 5 years ago, 17.
Yeah,
we got
pro football 2 years ago.
We got the women's NBA. We've got
pro soccer,
Las Vegas Lights. We'll
have pro basketball here soon enough, and baseball.
Well, Oakland. They're talking about bringing another baseball team in.
Yeah, and I think LeBron James said he's bringing a basketball team.
He wants to start one here.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think?
Well, he just wants it and he gets it, right? Isn't that how it works? You don't have to clear it through anyone?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that how it works?
When you're a billionaire, pretty much here's my money.
Well, we're getting everything from Oakland. I mean, what are they going to bring? The Golden
Gate? So it'd be with me.
We can bring the Warriors in here too.
Yeah, man. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, that's right, man.
But I mean, I think Vegas is thriving. I mean, you're right.
It is. And so with that being said, is with a new town like that, with a with a new populace, because we got all these people moving in from other states right now, and I think with a new population, I really don't see the MLS growing much as far as inventory, because you got so many people moving in, and then like for myself, I got a 2% interest rate. It's like I'll die in that house probably.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
well, unless it's time to move to the country.
I don't. Yeah, unless
I can understand that one.
Yeah, unless
I want to say one thing too,
a bunch
man.
of horses and chickens.
I want to say one thing about that. You know, it's like this. We all have, or at least Brett and I have an ability to. So if you guys have open houses, like are looking for open houses, there's a link that you can click on. We're going to provide all the open houses out there that are through one link, and if you guys want that, you know, you just DM me or email me. Everybody should have my contact information. Email me and say, hey, I just want to get a link to having access to all the open houses that are coming on the market.
That are going on this weekend.
That's going on this weekend. Yep. Yeah, same thing with price reductions. Look, everybody thinks, okay, we're starting to see it. Yeah, it's happening. It just we're not seeing it on every property.
It's specific.
It's specific.
So don't everyone get out there and get all crazy and sit there and think, oh, the market's crashing. It's just starting to normalize in some neighborhoods, which it should.
Yeah, it's coming
down. It got
down,
crazy,
exactly.
dude. People don't understand. It got nuts.
And we also have, pre-listed, right? Or where they come
coming
on
the market. Yep, homes coming on the market.
We have a list of that. So if you guys want to know about what's coming on soon, we can provide that to you as well. We
actually have a list of all the builders the past week that have dropped their prices.
Yep.
We have a list of all the upcoming homes with single-family condos and townhouses the next week. We have a list of everything that's 60 days or more on the market, and a list of everything that's 180 days or more on the market.
Nice.
And a list of the foreclosures. So if you want a list of any of that, let us know. Send Dan a message. We'll send that over to you.
Yeah, and I think you guys, like I said, you have all my information. There's all my contact information is on these videos. So if you guys don't know where to go, also my website, LV Home Professionals, check it out too. With that, you can get all that contact information. So I want to segue to another topic. So maybe we agree to disagree that you think that potentially to end this conversation that we're going to continue to see price reductions, or do you feel like it's kind of stopped at this point?
I think it's stagnation, and we'll see it in some neighborhoods on some homes. Yes. But those will just be normal.
Gotcha.
Those are the homes that shouldn't have sold for full price to begin with, dude.
Those are going to be the ones that I'm going to keep looking at.
That's right.
Maybe I could snipe one.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the ones where you can get a good deal on, man. Absolutely. And just by not having 20 damn offers on it,
So let's go ahead and move over to, let's talk about the housing statistics and the housing market. And I have a lot of data and information on that. So want to bring this up with Brett here. And
all
Brett,
right.
Go ahead and let us know, man.
You had to give me a second, Daniel.
Yeah,
French.
what's happening here in the market.
Daniel, why don't you tell them what your middle name is?
LL. Why don't you, Brett,
La Liva or something.
La.
What was it?
La Liva.
La Liva.
La Liva.
Anyways, all right, let's get to it, Dan.
Let's see what you got, Brett.
All right, so last week for active properties on the home last week for single family was 3,793. This week there are 4,135 single family, so we have an increase of 9%. Last week's condos and townhouses were 901. This week are 1,003. So we are up 11% increase in supply for condos and townhouses. Last week was a total of 4,694 homes. This week is 5,138. So we have a total increase of 9% more homes on the market this week than last week. Total number of foreclosures, 14.
Well, so that means it's a distressed market.
Yeah, 14. Holy shit. Coming soon, as what will be coming out in the next week that are going to be coming on the market are 222. And then, like I said, 90 days plus on the market, there are 431 of that list we can send you. And of 120 days, there are 280 properties on that list we can send you. So, and like I said, builders, man, I've gotten, how many emails did you receive this week from the different builders saying, we're giving 10, 12 grand, discount. I mean, incentive for lending. I mean, even kind of like, hey, this is our list price, but just throw us an offer that's halfway decent. I mean,
I'm
that's
not going
been
to say
happening.
I'm popular, but I'm popular within the builder group because I get a lot of text
You've been
messages.
hanging out with the popular kids lately.
Yes, I have, man. And they've been texting me like crazy about, hey, sell. We got this on the market. You know,
It's amazing how you bring buyers to builders and how you're the first person they
Oh,
call
yeah.
then when
They're like, hey,
guys,
Dan, you need some coffee? Dan, what do you got? You got a buyer? Dan, bring them in.
I need 5%. MFers. That's what I need now.
So, talking about this, so that's on a week-to-week basis, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's literally everything by the week changes, especially with builders. They go with the tide that changes. So every week is literally different with what they've sold, what they have. They may have 3 or 4 homes come back on the market that they needed sold, and those are the ones that are really going to get a discount, whatever it is. I mean, but it literally changes by the week. So if you want to know, you have interest in that, let us know, and we'll be able to contact each of the builders and find out what's going on.
So I also want to say this. We're about 20 away from getting to 400. So everybody in this crew here doesn't know what the goal is here today. But we're going to have to set that up and set the expectation, right? So we're all going to stay here until we hit 400. And if that takes till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Vera, did you tell your wife you're not going to be home late? Till late?
She might be still sleeping, bro.
Well, listen, she
Taking a nap,
might
you know.
wake up and we might be still on.
Still going?
Still
Okay.
going. 5 o'clock.
How many more we
She-
need?
We
Dude,
need,
she's-
we need
she's-
20
she's-
more. 20 more.
She's
my
going to say less
goodness,
headache.
guys.
She doesn't care.
There's so many people in chat.
Brett's going to have to take like 5 red lines because she's going
Wow.
to have to stick it up stick it up.
Go for another runner
Call
on
your
the
friends,
block.
right?
Brett, are you
Call
going to have
your
to stick it
friends.
up?
Yeah, man, go for another runner on the block, right?
Hey, y'all in chat. There's 11D1, so over 100 people in chat.
Oh,
Please,
yeah.
please hit the like button.
Hit that.
Like
Dude,
and subscribe,
to the
people.
channel. If
If
you're
you-
on your
if
TV,
you have a heart-
press up on your remote.
Yeah.
And
If you
do
got
that
a
thing.
soul and you're happy out there, and you just say, you know what, man, these guys wake up on every
Hit
morning.
hit the like button. Or, hit the like button or stop watching. I'm just
Lick that
kidding.
button.
It's a joke.
Just lick the button.
lick it.
Lick buttons, not doorknobs.
Lick it. I like to lick it.
Oh yeah, you like the.
Dan, you're acting weird. We're trying to be a professional show here, so I'd appreciate
Brett,
if you be
you're
a little
trying
more
to.
professional.
What are you doing to the mic?
Appreciate if you be a little more professional, Dan.
You look like you're opening your
Trying to
mouth
build
just
a-
a
trying to
little
build
too
a
big on that
reputation
mic,
here.
buddy. So let's go ahead and move over. Let me go ahead and do this.
Look at that. That's new. Innovator.
All right,
here.
so let me go ahead and take a look at this
That's
really
segue.
quick.
Steve Jobs ain't got shit on
Hey,
him.
segue. You know what I mean?
That's a
When
segue.
you reach the top, segue is now part of your arsenal.
Wow. Thank God we've reached the
That's
point.
not something that you
Dude,
ride.
dude, I told you we're the podcast of the stars.
It's not- it's
Did I
not
not
the-
say
it's
that?
not
We're
the
the
little-
podcast of the stars.
Let's go ahead and go over and take a look at some of this data. Brett, you got to help me out, man. You're right next to it. You don't
Dude.
need your glasses. You could like put your nose right to the screen.
You're in my way.
Yeah, see, I'm in his way.
So you can still see. No, man. What are you doing?
What?
Dude, what are you sitting back?
Take over, man.
Are you gonna? Let's do.
Dude,
let's,
he knows how to read. What are you talking
Let's
about?
do. Let's do May. Can we do May? Can we do May here?
May showers.
Aunt May?
April flowers.
April flowers. Wait.
I just like. All right, let's go through it,
Yeah,
buddy.
so let's do it, man.
All right, so May of 2022. Let's scroll, baby. All right, so
Scroll.
what, I'm scrolling. Hold on. There we go.
Looks like it.
All right, so talk about what's going on here. You have the housing snapshot here for the month of May. What do we see, Brett?
So right there, man, look, number of units sold down 8.8%.
There you go.
I mean, right there, that's less homes coming on the market. So
Okay.
medium home price is 482, which is up 25% from last year, man.
Look at that.
Wow.
So what I see is I
Jeez.
see that the
482.
townhome and the condo sector is replacing that 350 to
It is.
4,000 because now there's no homes, especially in the new sector, around that 400 to 500 range because it's now starting at what 500,000.
Yeah.
You're looking at lot premiums, you're looking at upgrades. By the time you get in, it's 550. So that
Six.
350 to 5
Yeah.
is really where that sector's
I
at.
like
So-
this, though. The new listings are up 8%.
Are they really?
Yeah, new listings up 3%. But damn, I mean, look at that.
That's
from last year,
25%.
25% from last year. 500,000 for an average. Dude, I remember when I started in real estate in 2005.
Yeah.
And granted, it was Wisconsin.
That's a long time ago.
But yeah, I know I'm not
Wow.
young. So, anyways, Madison, Wisconsin is like
I knew
you
it.
know,
He had to bring it up. Wisconsin at every
it's
show.
Wisconsin,
Madison,
but-
Wisconsin.
but Wisconsin, Madison's
Dude,
like.
just wear a cheese head next
Will
time
you
you come
shut
in.
the hell up? I'm trying to talk. Just kidding. It doesn't matter. long and short of it is when I sold the $500,000 house in 2005, it was like, holy shit, this is ultra luxury. And now it's like average. So it's just weird.
That's funny.
But Dan had to ruin my moment. Steal my thunder. Steal my thunder.
All right, go back. What were you saying, Brett?
I forgot. You distracted me.
Okay, can you recoup?
I can't remember.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, we're back. Average home price $500,000. That's absolutely crazy.
We broke
Go
that.
back up to here.
Oh, back
What was
up
this
here.
one?
Okay.
Units available. So units available up 75% compared to what it was.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
So we have 1.2 months, which is good because
That says good stuff.
listen,
right?
I know it's not
That's
4
up
to
92%.
Yes, but
wow,
dude, this thing was at 0.6 or 0.7 months at one point.
good gosh, good grief.
So think about being only at 1.2 months and you're up 92%. Dude, that's I can't even believe I'm done.
Where are you going?
I can't even say those numbers.
All right, I'm gonna keep going, man. I'm gonna keep going here. So,
Every time you bring me back, Dan.
Brett,
He's looking at that.
Abort button, Brett. Abort button.
Board.
abort button, Brett. All right, so let's
All
get
right,
back
I'll put
into
it
this here.
All right, so
So we got units sold,
what's
800.
this? Condos, townhouses. So
What is that?
yeah, I mean, what I just say there were 1,000,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So
Up.
it's up 13% for
So-
listings.
Yep. So look at that, 285,000 median price.
So look at that. You still have only 0.9 supply of condos and townhouses.
Yeah, but that's up 61%.
and that's up 61%, dude. That's so stupid. Think about that, man. I can't believe we're saying that. That's like back in 2010 being like, dude, there's 14,000 homes on the market and 12,000 are foreclosures. Like,
Yeah.
that was just stupid to say.
That's
you
just
know?
insane. That just tells you, though. I mean, we've been pretty much on point with what what that data is.
Yeah,
you know?
that's absolutely
So
insane.
let's go
What's
over here to this now. So you got the market statistics here. Everybody wants those market statistics, right? Well, here we go.
Yeah.
This is the month of May. So we're in June. So we're just going back to show you what the numbers were. Number of units. Go ahead and go through that, Brett. So we're minus, our growth is like minus 3%, which is actually good. It's minus 8% year over year.
Yeah.
So-
So that doesn't mean home prices have gone down 3%. That just means the growth. Yes.
I would say month after. I mean, I would say at
well, look
least
at this growth
24
from May
months.
2021 down 8% for growth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would say for like 24 months or at least the last 2 years, we've
Yeah.
seen nothing but prices, going up. You see the numbers of sold going up.
Yeah.
That means that the market is retracting a little bit here, right?
So look, growth from April. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It's just crazy. So you got new listings here. You got 4,000 new listings. That's up 10%.
So you had less units sold, but the price still going up.
But the price still going. That's what I'm trying to say. So if people are out there
Crazy,
saying
yeah.
we're going to see prices come down, I don't see the data. I don't see it yet. Right? It doesn't mean it wouldn't
Well,
happen.
I may not see the data like this. I'm just telling you from seeing it with my own eyes, working with buyers
but-
out there, which is, homes that were getting offers over list price that should have never in a normal market. We're getting that. Those are no longer getting those.
Yeah, but I also go
So-
off of data and facts. And I'm not saying that you
Yeah.
don't have that, but I'm just saying,
Well,
this is what I'm looking at. Like, I'm going to make my decision based upon these numbers.
So remember you said that when we're looking at this 2 months from now, and we're going to see who's right.
okay, keep going.
Okay.
New listings, we're up 10%. Look at
Yeah.
that, up 8%. Median price for new listings is $500,000. Average price of new listings, this is with the lot premium.
Wow.
This is what they listed at.
So
but
we're
this
going to
is-
slowly get back to normal, but it's going to take a long time and it's going to be very, very slowly. Until that happens, not much is going to change.
So let me say this. What is normal?
A normal is a house that's listed and takes 90 days to sell.
90
And
days to sell?
45 to 60 to 90 is not unusual in a normal market. If it sells within 30 days, that's pretty quick in a normal
I
market.
was told this, and this you could disagree, but I was told if your house is on the market more than 40 days or 45 days, then it's overpriced. That's what I was told, and that's what. So go ahead.
If you let me finish, that would be a great thing.
Because that's a historical normal is the 90 days versus the
Yeah,
40 is
yeah,
probably
yeah.
the more
So
new.
Yeah, so I was in the middle of saying before you told me how right you were.
I don't say that during the show. I just suggestively sell.
Well, you asked me the question, so if I finish it, since you're answering,
I'm the suggestion box. I'll throw a
you
suggestion.
should hear
out
us
too.
all the time during the week, dude. For everybody out there listening that thinks we're this is just how Dan and I interact with each other. Anyways, long and short of it is, so normal market to me is like 45, 60, maybe 90 days on the market, and it sells probably within anywhere between 90 to 93 to maybe 94% of the list price. So say it's, listed at $400,000 or $500,000. I mean, the house is what? Going to sell for, you have to drop it. What, even what, 92% of 500,000 is
48.
like
480.
Yeah. So you start at 500 and then you drop it 15 and then you might have to drop it another 15 and do that a course of 60 days to 90 days. But that's a normal market a normal market. It doesn't sell for full price, let alone over.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Let's go back to this real quick. I just want
Okay.
to get this done. So availability, you have a number of units available, 6,900 single family residents. Also, I want to bring up on the condo townhome sector, you got to go over here and look. We had 850 units sold, and that's actually growth. So if you look at this, that tells you that that's where the market's at or starting to come alive, because those lower income wage earning families
you're absolutely right.
are starting
But
to.
that's like how people do it though too, right? It's the
Well,
same thing. That everybody buys in a really great
I
area
think
until they
they're-
can't afford there
I think
anymore, and
they're
then they start
forced.
buying surrounding
They're
areas.
forced to do that.
Well, yes, but that's what people do is they all want to be in the great area until they can't afford it, and then they start
So-
moving the surrounding areas and then move it out.
If
and
I'm
that's
somebody,
same
well, listen,
thing.
if I'm somebody out there trying to buy a house and I come to you and I said, hey, I want to buy a house at 350, 400. If I can buy a home in a decent location and I get a pretty good price on the square footage, then I'm probably going to go buy a house. The problem is there's nothing to buy at that point
No.
in a good location. So now it's like, well, what's my next option? Okay, well, a lot of people don't like to go townhome or condo. If you're good with that,
Well-
then you probably be okay with that.
Okay, but then here's the problem with condos and townhouses is what are HOAs for condos and townhouses a lot of time?
Yeah, they get
Couple
they
hundred
get
bucks.
pretty-
200, 250 bucks.
Yeah.
So what's your normal HOA in a single family residence? Most of the time, 50 bucks.
50, 100 bucks.
But
50, 60 bucks.
Listen,
so
it's
you're
still,
paying
though,
$250, $300 more on top of your payment every month for a condo association.
okay.
So
you
how
get
much
into
more
a-
would that buy you a house?
So if you get into a $450,000 home, chances are it's north of 2000, the year 2000 built. You're going to have an HOA anyways.
Yeah, but that HOA is going to be $50 versus $250.
So you price-
So if you're paying $200 more on your payment every month, if you apply that towards a house, how much more of a house payment would that get you?
I would say not as much as you can probably get if you were going to buy a house. So look, if you're at 550,
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
Let me explain. If you're at 550, right? You have an HOA at, let's say, I don't know, $50 a month. You're probably sitting at a $3,000 a month payment, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you're buying a condo, right? Let's say it went, $285. You're probably sitting at about maybe a $2,000 payment. So that's
You're talking
$1,000
about-
difference, though. So you add in another $200 to that. Okay, maybe you're at $2,100 a month. That's still significantly lower in a market where we have
But dude,
high
you're
inflation.
literally talking about twice the house.
But that's what I'm saying.
So that's not a good, like,
they're
that's not a good
there's
comparison.
no option, is what I'm saying. There's no option for somebody to jump into a nice home, turnkey ready, at 300,000, right? Because they're just not out there anymore. Now you can on a condo or townhome because they're less desirable. You probably have less competition for the most part. Mm-hmm. And
I do agree with all that.
and that's why people are going to the alternative. Of
I
saying,
get why they're going there. I'm just saying, keep in consideration that a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm just going to go a condo, townhouse because it's a nice area and it's a cheaper route. But it itself has its own, negative expenses, I guess, that you wouldn't face owning a single family residence. So you're telling me that your payment wouldn't be roughly around the same if you were buying a $300,000 condo versus a $450,000 house, and your condo payment was, your association was $250 a month?
Not where we're with
Really?
rates today have that bigger gap, because rates are
What
higher.
would be the difference then?
I would say at least
for everyone listening.
$500 minimum difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well
Yeah.
then.
Because you got to think that $150,000 in purchasing power plus rates.
Yeah. No, I get all that. Like
That's
the
a lot,
purchasing
dude.
power. Yeah.
That's a- and then you got to think, dude, people are looking to say, how can I shave off $100 anywhere? Anywhere. Like, hey, can I reduce my payment on this? Can I get rid of that? Do I really want to get this house with that high of a payment? Dude, we've had people looking at going, yeah, well, my budget is $2,200 a month. We got you in a house at $2,400. No,
Yeah.
just can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw the line right there.
Well, there's no more month at the end of the money.
Yeah.
And I think people are afraid with the cost going up. If you felt confident about the economy, then I feel that you wouldn't have a problem going into an extra $200 a month. But if you're like, hey, you know what? Prices of gas going up, cost of living's going up, rents are going up almost every, year over year, 21%. The average rent's $1,850. I mean, that's something you
That's
have to
my point with condos.
Yeah, but they're still affordable for those lower income, middle income, wage earning families.
So
Yes.
How high is the
Yes,
gas?
they
how
are,
high
but
is
I'm
the gas
but I'm
gonna go,
I'm saying it's not. It's more than meets the eye. It's not. Oh well, I'm getting still a great place to live for $275,000 and in a great neighborhood for X amount of payment. Well, you're also paying $200 more on your mortgage payment basically every month for
Let's go back to this real quick because we got to keep going here. So you got units 2907 units. That's for the single family market trends. So you're starting to see. Look,
So that's for May. That closed?
that's for May.
Okay.
Number of closings. So
I mean, look at that though. That's
the graph.
I mean, other than when COVID first hit, it's pretty much all up here, man.
Yep. And then you got the same for median closing price. So now we're at
That's
482,000.
205. I mean, dude, that's stupid. Look at that, dude. That's double. in
Double.
7 years.
Up 25% from the prior year over year.
Jesus.
Right? Look at the number of new listings. This is actually good though, and we see this. Look at that line coming up.
Yeah.
We need it where that 2019
man.
is right there. You see
We
that
need it.
2019? That's where we need that.
Yeah.
So availability right now 35. This is up 75% prior
But
year.
look where it's still
Yeah,
at,
but
though,
dude,
compared
listen, I would rather it have it that way than
to
be right here.
Listen, that bar jumping up quick helps.
Let's
Don't get me wrong.
Let's get to that tier of 4,000, man. Let's push.
I know,
for
but
it.
that just puts in perspective, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look to normal. This is what I'm saying. That's normal.
Let's look at the. Let's go back real quick. Effective month supply. We're above 1 month. First time, 92% increase year over year. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
What
See,
year
we're
were
still
we?
low, dude.
What year were we back to that quote unquote normal supply of 5 to 6 months? I don't even see it on the
It
chart.
wasn't even on here.
Okay.
It was probably more 2011, 2012.
There's someone in the chat that bets that will be up to 5 to 6 supply in 3 months.
That would be up to 5,000 or 6,000.
No,
I
5 to 6 months.
No,
really?
I think that would need to have unemployment have a problem.
Someone
Yeah.
we would have to go
someone
through
in
a
our chat
recession
right now.
We would have to
Yeah.
go through a recession.
Well, everyone's welcome.
There's no foreclosures.
Their
There's
opinion.
14
I just wanted to
foreclosures
give
on
them
the market
that.
right now,
Exactly.
right?
Because
No foreclosures. And
So
then
what's
people are still
what's their theory on why that is?
one part that I'm reading, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
is new construction. He's thinking overbuilding will happen, but
Nope.
I told him it's like
not happening.
unless the Amazon forest gets cut down to supply,
Yeah.
unless a whole race of people come
Yeah.
to just Vegas to build.
Yeah.
I don't think the
You can
pace of
want to
3
put up
months-
as many new homes as you can, but
Exactly.
whether it's physically possible right now is a whole nother story.
Yeah, it's not like 2008.
Yeah.
Like they were overbuilding, but
Yeah.
like even right now, man, like I still had to wait for a year for
Yeah.
a house, and then there were people after me waiting the same or
Yeah,
more.
absolutely.
So-
Let's go back to this statistic here. So you got condos, townhomes trend. You got 851 units. This is up prior month, so that's
Condos,
good.
houses.
Yep, number of closings. So you're going to start to see this more. I feel that number is going
Yeah,
to keep going up.
prior year down, but the month up.
Months are going up.
Cool.
285,000. Look at that trend, all the way up there. So look at that. That's an average.
Crazy, man.
So number of new listings, it's up 13% from last year. Up from last month is almost 8% for condos, townhomes. So let's go to this effective month supply. We have 0.9 on the trend on that, and
Man,
then
look how low this is.
I know that's crazy, right? And then let's
Even-
look at the time of market, 30 days or less, still 93%. So that needs to come down a little bit. Obviously, that's what we're talking about. Is we need more.
That's what I'm saying, which is a normal market. Homes don't sell within 30 days, right? Only the best home in the neighborhood that's priced right does, which is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everything else takes 45, 60, 90 days.
So I want to go
So
over.
the fact that 93% in the first 30 days is absolutely insane, man.
Hey, Ver, how many
That's
people?
basically every home.
Do we have some subscribers? I mean, where are we at? We're still what, 15 short? I don't know. Let's
We
take a
gotta
look.
go, Dan.
I think we
You want
lost
to talk
a
about
sub.
your crypto at all?
God damn, we lost a sub.
We lost a sub.
Oh,
Oh man,
Dude, no
sorry.
way.
Well, I wasn't telling them what they wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Well, that means we're gonna have to
Hate
sit
that.
We're gonna have to sit here for a pretty long time here to talk about this stuff. So, you got anything to say about crypto?
Don't look at your
Is
wallet.
it time to buy?
Don't look at your crypto right now. That's my.
But if you don't have crypto, look at.
You got
look
But
anything-
if you have crypto, look at it. It's probably going to be a point here real soon where it's time to buy.
So listen, you,
Full send, brother.
you
Full
have,
send.
you have nothing to say about crypto right now.
What do you want me to say? I mean, it's in a bear market. I mean, I called it last October, man, go to my Twitter account. I said, I don't care what you're saying or what people are saying. This is some bear market stuff. And it is. I mean, I've been in it since 2017. You've been in it a long time too. And, when things are good, they're good, right?
The funny thing is people ask you, when is it time to buy?
Yeah.
The attitude should be, it's always a time to buy.
It's always a time to buy. It's like a house. When's a good time to buy a house? When you can afford one. Mm-hmm. That's my answer. Same thing. And you were talking to me, you're like, yeah, but it's down so much. I'm like, yeah, but what does it matter? Like Ethereum, when it first hit the exchanges back in the day, was 10 cents.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't bet the farm.
Bet on, yeah. No, 10 cents. Was it 10 cents or $10?
Ethereum?
Yeah.
Sorry, $10.
$10. So it was $10. And I'm like, at one point it went from $10 to $150. Mm-hmm. And then probably went down to like, say, $25. And everyone can say, oh, well, it's all the way down to $25 from $150. Now's a bad time to buy. But does that matter knowing that Ethereum went up to $4,800? Ethereum will go up to 10, so.
Well, let's say
what you're asking, what people want to know is, can you guide me in timing the market perfectly? My answer is no.
You can't?
No.
Damn it.
You got an order.
If you timed it perfectly, you'll be the first human I've ever met. So.
So listen, let's keep going. And I mean, you got nothing else, but it's a bear market. Don't buy.
No, I'm not saying don't. Now's the time to buy. But I'm just telling you.
But it's like the housing market.
If you buy right now, there might still be. It might go down some, but it doesn't matter because if you're going to hold on for 3 or 4 years, you're going to be way up.
I mean, even back when you started back in 2017, when Bitcoin was at 19 at its peak, I would have said the same thing. It's a time to buy, but do you have the guts to hold it until last year?
So when I first got into crypto, Bitcoin was 19,000 and then spent the next 2.5 years going down to 3,800 from $19,000. Mm-hmm. So, and it didn't happen overnight. It took 2.5 years. So you could sit there and say, man, what a bad investment. And I've lost all this money in crypto. But if you held on it for more than 3 years, it doesn't matter because Bitcoin went from 19,000 down to 3,800 up to 65,000. And when it went from 15,000 to 65,000 was like 4 months, right? So it spends 2.5 years doing what it's doing now and kind of grinding you out. And then it goes from here to here in a matter of months. And that's where we're at is you just need to buy and hold. And
it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at Target as a stock last week dropped 18 or 19% one day. Mm-hmm. So look at Netflix. That dropped 15% one day. I mean, we're talking major companies where they'll drop 10 or 15% in a day too. And you look at a lot of these tech companies, they're down 75, 80, 85% for the year. Yeah. So how's that any different than crypto?
Right.
Yet everybody wants to take these things and apply it towards crypto and say, see, it's this and that and all these things wrong. But the same things happen with every financial instrument and every financial tool and every financial market that's ever existed.
I think crypto is going to turn into a fiat currency too. What do you think?
I think that it'll work in tandem with it.
Yeah.
And it should. And I think that's in everyone's best interest. And like Ver, I'm sure you want regulation just like I do. You want, I mean, to a certain extent. What?
I was actually joking about it, but that's okay, man. If you got an opinion on it.
On what?
You think Bitcoin should be fiat? Be working with fiat?
Yeah. I think they're going to, whether you want to or not. So we might as well just assume that. I think there's room for both right now, just because I don't think fiat as much as I think it's dirty fiat, and fiat's a naughty 4-letter word to me. I think that it's not going to go away anytime soon.
Well, the only reason we have inflation is because of fiat.
I understand, but that's like saying I'm going to expect humans to quit being humans overnight. That's not going to happen.
But with Bitcoin and crypto in general, that kind of goes against the whole principle of it. Right?
Yeah.
It does. So I'm not saying that ultimately we might not get to that point, but I think there's other instruments of store of value that exist in this world besides gold.
Oh yeah.
So why not have that be another one of those things, another one of those entities? Now, ultimately, I think that Bitcoin is going to be the backing storage behind everything. But again, I don't see that happening anytime. I don't see any government allowing that anytime soon.
Maybe not in our lifetime.
Maybe not in our lifetime, or maybe, things might move a lot quicker than we think, and there might be a lot of unseen things that come up for the better. But
as an old fuck that doesn't really know too much about Bitcoin and crypto and that stuff, and I've been trying to learn, I honestly think that it's going to be decentralized. It's going to stay decentralized, and I think it's also going to have some kind of gold backing.
It will. I mean, it's going to be the ultimate store of value, and it will be decentralized, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But it's going to be until, I guess, like they have Lightning Network and stuff like that, or Mimblewimble for Litecoin now, where you can actually have it be in secret. So unless we have certain technologies or programs get integrated in it, it's like anything, right? You put your Bitcoin on the exchange, it's not yours. Mm-hmm. But if you only keep it in your cold wallet, it is. But how many people don't know that and just put it on the exchange? Yeah. So
We got to keep moving because I want to get Doug in here. So Doug's with Las Vegas Home Inspections, and Doug, you want to talk a little bit about. So what I deal with or see a lot is when you walk into a house, you look up at the roof or you look at some things. It looks like somebody's cut something out in the house, maybe painted over some water spots or things that maybe had like a flood in the house. Is there really any way to get around that? Because you're with Las Vegas Home Inspections. If you guys don't know, give Doug a shot. I'm going to have all of his contact information in the comments, but let's talk about what you deal with. Is there a way to even check that out in a house?
People are pretty, people can cover things up pretty good.
I bet, man.
And, unless something is noted in a, excuse me, unless something's noted in a, like in the SRPD, the Sellers Real Property Disclosure, or something along those lines, there's no human possible that can go in and say, oh yeah, that was a prior leak, because there's looks like what a patch is, and then they got texture over it, paint looks good, no moisture, nothing like that. So the biggest thing I can do is if I'm walking in and I know that there was water damage, and it just happened yesterday too, because we had a condo that had a leak from the second floor to the first floor of the bathroom, and the paint was bubbled up a little bit, so there was a little bit of evidence there, and I just used an infrared camera.
Yeah, I'll say that's what.
And a moisture meter.
Yeah, that's what you do. You use the infrared camera.
Yeah, infrared camera, and it'll show any kind of anomalies in the wall.
That's time consuming, right? Is that like an
No,
extra?
no,
not
at all.
You ever been to a home inspection?
Yeah, no. The
stupid lenders.
What's a home inspection?
So basically, it's just it's basically a little camera that has it uses color variations and temperature changes in color to measure any kind of anomalies in the walls. So the only thing with that is that sometimes it can pull things out that aren't really there, like say air conditioning lines or water lines that are actually running through the wall, that are touching the wall, you can see, and that kind of stuff. So there are little things you got to watch for. I did one 2-3 weeks ago, and there was a little bit of water damage in the ceiling, and come to find out, run the infrared camera on it, and the whole wall on both sides of the wall in the game room area and in the bathroom area, they're both like dark purple, right? And so that when it turns blue or purple, then
is that not good?
You got a problem.
That's a bad news.
You ever been in a place where like that somebody's growing like marijuana in the house or something? Have you really like?
Actually, I went into an attic in it was in 2000.
What was the address?
Brett's gonna go there and knock on the door.
You
guys need a real estate agent?
Gotta check out your roof line.
It was actually during the 2004, 2005, 6, whatever era, and there was a big stain in the ceiling in the kitchen. I'm like, shit, I gotta go check that out.
Making me work for it today.
Yeah, I know, right? Like son of a bitch. And get up in the attic and I look, and they've got grow lights. They've got little.
Did you disappear for a couple hours? Or?
No.
Don't get downstairs. There's a lot of stuff in that.
No, he had it, but the problem was he had all his irrigation set up in there, and it was actually dripping down through the ceiling, and it was starting to turn black and all that. And but
if he takes the irrigation system and moves it, oh, never mind.
Put some plastic under it.
Yeah, but you might break the CO2 tank to. Never mind.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, that was. But if you think about it, you got you have your moisture in there. You got your grow lights in there.
Yeah.
You got a warm condition. It's like the guy was pretty ingenious.
Yeah, ingenuity.
Dan, remember that grow setup you used to tell me you had in college?
The what?
That grow setup you had?
The girl.
That's how you paid for your college, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, right? Yeah, exactly. I was.
You were
up
here
there.
in Vegas. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Did you know who you're dealing with?
I should, I tell him
I'm
everything.
just telling
I forgot I
you know
told
who you're
that.
dealing with.
Yeah, you have no idea.
He's ex-Bandino.
So we got to end the show. You got anything else to say, Doug?
No, but I guess in just in finishing up with that, the water damage is very prevalent, and there is a lot of ways to cover that up. So I mean, you have one, you can use moisture meters, you can use infrared cameras, and then also you use your visual, see where you're at. But anyway, that's really what walking into a house. There's no way to tell.
Doug does a thorough job. I mean, he's past military, previous, and so I feel like when people go to military, they just really get that structure. You're grounded. It just seems like, I don't know, man. You went in and you've done quite a few home inspections with me and for me, and I don't know. I just felt like you just really meticulously went through all of the things on that house.
I get sellers that get pissed at me. And then they turn around and say, "I want you to do my home inspection." I'm like,
yeah, they don't miss details in the military, man. I mean, some of the military buyers are some of the best buyers that I have.
Yeah,
they are. I mean, it's like, hey, I need this document. Boom, done.
Yeah.
No questions, no why, no blah. It's just you need something that's done. It's like the easiest in the world to work with.
Yeah.
So I want to go over this real quick. So we're going to end the show. So if you guys are looking to buy a home and you guys want to get started, this is a great place to get started. This is LV Home Professionals. You guys can go here, take a look at all this information. This is all directly on the MLS. And once you click on something, like let's say you wanted to look in Summerlin, right? So we're going to bring up Summerlin. This is all the properties that you can see that's going on in Summerlin right now. Same if this is just a lot of good information that you guys want to take a look at and see where you can get started. So I would definitely go there. Also, I want you guys to subscribe. We have a couple of channels here. That LV Crib Tours, that's my real estate channel. The Sound Off I just started, so please subscribe to that. Also, this is the French Workbench. And let me do this.
Let's say my Instagram account.
I'm going to bring it up right now. So let's do the Instagram.
I'm always promoting myself, bud. I mean, if no one else will, you got to do it yourself.
Let's go to Brett's Instagram real quick and see where he's at. Brett,
Vegas crypto agent.
Bret Jenny. Bret Jenny, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
what is it?
Right there, bud. Right there. That's me.
Who is this guy?
That's the one and only, dude.
Dude, look at this
put
guy.
up one the other day.
So if you guys want to go and support Brett, Vegas Crypto Agent, go to his Instagram channel.
They're all little crypto snippets.
Yeah, look it. And it's funny because every one of them.
Are you Vagos?
He's Vagos.
Vagos. That actually got like 3,000 views for me.
Did it really?
Yeah, I'm like, I got to find another one.
After you mentioned that, last week, there was a guy rode by. They got a green.
Yeah, it's like lime green kind of. Yeah,
I'm like, he rode by me. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Dude, don't piss him off in traffic.
I know, right?
I'm just telling you. If you see that, just be like, sorry, sir.
Verstar, you got anything else to say, Ver?
If you can buy a house right now, if you can afford it, do it. Don't wait because inflation is going to eat you just as the average consumer. As a millennial, stop buying Starbucks, stop buying avocado toast, make it at home. And
and you just bought. That's coming from a buyer who just bought, literally.
Yeah,
so you're
like if you're worried about like your budget, like you're not able to afford a home because of this, you can live below your means for a little bit. If you can backtrack your life for a year to live the life that you want in 10, do it.
Real quick, I'm going to throw this out.
Great advice, man.
This is Ver's Instagram, so check out Verstar.
Thank you.
He's on here. You guys can go and support him on his channel.
The man, the myth.
Yes, Verstar.
Finally in our studio. Ver's been following us forever and a day, and I've never met you until today.
There you go.
It's called paying it forward, man. So, guys, listen, this is the most real behind-the-scenes information, financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs going on in Las Vegas. Please subscribe, like the channel. Trying to give that content. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the show today. We'll be back on Tuesday, and we're out of here. Thank you for watching the French Workbench Podcast. You can find us here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to find out all the information on real estate and financing here in Las Vegas. Also, check us out on our LV Home Professionals website. You can find your future home there, a lot of good information, and you can find us on audio-only options through SoundCloud